Anfield is home to a team that has truly graced the FA Cup over the years.
What a strike!
Liverpool Football Club have given us some unforgettable moments.
Saved again by Reina!
The undeniable drama and passion of the FA Cup. From yesteryear to the modern day, Liverpool's greatest games have seen reputations forged and footballing history made.
It's a beauty!
And they're all here in the magic of the FA Cup. We start in 1974 as Liverpool met Newcastle in the FA Cup final. Liverpool's Bill Shankly and Newcastle's Joe Harvey were two of the longest-serving managers in the English game, and both hoped for success in front of a 100,000-strong Wembley crowd. Newcastle were unbeaten in their 5 previous Wembley finals. The Liverpool side practically picked itself and included the 1974 Football Writers' Player of the Year, Ian Callaghan. The front line of Keegan and Toshak was as good as anything in the league. But Newcastle's side included a young Liverpudlian in Terry McDermott and the youngest player on the pitch in 19-year-old fullback Alan Kennedy. Commentary from John Helm.
It's FA Cup final day, it's a sellout, and I can't think of 2 more passionate sets of supporters than those of Liverpool and Newcastle United. Evelyn Hughes giving her first touch of the ball for the afternoon to Ray Clements. Amazing to think that both these sides really struggled through the 3rd round of this competition. Newcastle, of course, the winners of the FA Cup in 1951 and 52. Toshak for Liverpool now. Cormac. Highway, so elegant on the ball, taking on Clark. The cutback useful. Toshak flung himself into a header. It's drilled back in there. Tommy Smith hit it back in hard and low. But Newcastle managed to scramble it away, but it's a one-sided contest so far. Again Highway asking the questions. Steve Highway, still he goes on, driven across goal and away from beneath the bar almost. Newcastle already on the ropes, it would seem. But no goals, despite all the pressure from Liverpool. 0-0 at half-time at Wembley. There's Cheeky Jim Smith. Oh, a great block tackle from Lindsay. Alec Lindsay on his way. They have support from Toshak on the outside, from Keegan inside, it'll come back, it's Lindsay! What a strike from Alec Lindsay! Liverpool celebrate, but those celebrations are going to be muted. There's a flag raise here, and referee Q is going to disappoint every Liverpool fan at Wembley today, and nobody more than Alec Lindsay. It was a cracking finish, it deserved a goal. But what's the offence? Let's have a look. It's Lindsay there, Keegan with a little step over. Well, surely Lindsay didn't appear to be offside, but the flag is raised. No goal. Cassidy got away from him. And Liverpool's work ethic absolutely spot on. Callaghan. Nobody typifies that work rate more than him. Now it's Steve Highway. Always has that ability to look up while running with the ball. Smith coming in field, probing. Hall. Brian Hall with the ball in. Toshak going for the header. Well counted by Newcastle this time, but then the ball given back to Lindsay. A swirling cross this time. Touched out of play by Clark. Frank Clark without his usual fullback partner David Craig today, unfortunately out through injury. It's Liverpool here. Chance for Keegan. Keegan scores. Liverpool lead. Kevin Keegan, with his 5th FA Cup goal of the campaign, has drilled Liverpool into a deserved lead. It's all red and white at Wembley now, and they have that goal that their players merited. Tommy Smith with the ball in. and it came through to Keegan, and although McFall gets his fingertips to it, the ball's in the net. Still 1-0. Is the cup on its way to the Mersey? Well, Newcastle thinking of a switch maybe. Malcolm McDonald, remember, has scored in every round leading up to the final, but he's had barely a sniff of a chance today, and Joe Harvey knows that better than anybody. Here goes Highway, it's Steve Highway! It's 2-0 Liverpool! Surely they cannot be denied now. Steve Highway gloriously drives Liverpool into a 2-goal lead. The celebrations are underway. Ron Moran, Bob Paisley, Bill Shankly, they're all on their feet now, and Highway has smashed in his second FA Cup goal of the season. It's Liverpool 2, Newcastle United 0, and we've got that scoreline because of that shot from Highway. Is there any way back for Newcastle? That was McDermott. A longer ball, met with by a solid piece of work from Thompson. Callaghan flicks it forward, they're looking for a third here. Keegan on his way again, it's Kevin Keegan, he'll pull it across for Toshak! Wide, that really would have finished the job. The old combination of Keegan and Toshak though, too much for Newcastle. It really has been a consummate performance from Liverpool. And on the evidence of this afternoon, they will believe, and I believe, that Liverpool deserve to win the FA Cup. It will be for only the second time. Remember, they beat Leeds United 9 years ago. That one was in extra time. I don't think this will go any further than the 90 minutes. Here's Toshak again for Liverpool. Newcastle have simply not been able to get into the game today. Liverpool took it by the scruff of the neck, and once they were ahead, there was no way they were going to be beaten. Keegan. Such a disappointment for the Geordie followers that their side has simply underperformed today. Touched on by Smith, and they're stroking the ball around now, caressing it. It's Smith again. Highway, Smith, wonderful stuff from Liverpool. Is there a third here? There is! And that is it. It's Liverpool's cup. It's Kevin Keegan's second. Newcastle United have simply been destroyed. Liverpool 3, Newcastle United 0 in the most one-sided cup final for years. And it's Kevin Keegan who drills the ball into the net. And he knows it's all over. And it soon will be all over. That's it. The cup belongs to Liverpool in 1974. 2 from Kevin Keegan, 1 from Steve Highway. Newcastle United was simply second best. Oh, the great Liverpool dynasty, Shankly, Paisley, Joe Fagan's down there as well. All waiting for this moment that Emlyn Hughes lifts the FA Cup. It belongs to Liverpool.
Liverpool met Everton in 1986, the first ever Merseyside FA Cup final, and it was estimated the two clubs could have sold 500,000 tickets just to their own local fans. Everton's boss, Howard Kendall, led out a side at the cup final for the third year running, a feat matched only by Terry Neal of Arsenal. Liverpool's Kenny Dalglish had been named Manager of the Year. His team were on a 17-match unbeaten run coming into this. They'd only conceded 1 goal in the last 10 games. Dalglish's team selection didn't contain a single Englishman. Mark Lawrenson was born in Preston but played for Ireland. Everton's Neville Southall was injured, so Bobby Mims continued to deputise in goal. Commentary from Tony Gubba.
So it's the blue of Everton who kick off against Liverpool in this first ever all-Merseyside FA Cup final. An historic occasion for Wembley. Everton coming into this final having lost only twice in the last 29 League and Cup games. Liverpool unbeaten in their last 17 matches, and they've had 9 straight wins. Offside. Referee today, Mr. Alan Robinson from Hampshire. Refereeing the final for the 7th time. Here's Stevens, offside again. And Gary Lineker, the goal-scoring talisman for Everton in the season past. Alan Hansen. Beglin. Hansen. Oh, dispossessed. And finally laid back by Mark Lawrenson to goalkeeper Grobbelaar. Incidentally, Kevin Ratcliffe scored the last goal between these two sides during Everton's win at Anfield back in February, the last time that Liverpool lost. Nicol had the throw. Nicol knocks it back in again, and there looked like half a suggestion of handball there by Derek Mountfield, but referees run away from it. Awkward bounce for the Everton defender to deal with, and Mims just keeping it in play. Trying to search out Gary Lineker up front. Gets back to his feet a little bit gingerly. Grobbelaar getting good distance on the kick. That's Johnson tangling with Van der Hauw. Laid back by Dalglish. Here's Molby. Dalglish miscues. Oh, it's a great searching ball forward. Here's Gary Lineker. He's inside the defender. Stopped by Grobbelaar. Lineker again. Everton score. 28 minutes gone. And the England striker puts Everton ahead in this all-Merseyside final. And it's the blue half of the city who celebrate first. But what a great searching ball by Peter Reid. It completely unhinged the Liverpool defence. And once Lineker had a sniff of goal, he wasn't going to be denied. First shot with the left foot, the follow-up with the right. And how did he get there? But what a great vantage point. Here's Craig Johnson. Into Dalglish. Great ball forward. Here's Johnson again. And Mims came off his line very sharply. Continuing in goal for Everton in place of the injured Neville Southall. And he needed to be sharp. Bravely down at the feet of Craig Johnson. Incidentally, this is the first time since 1913 that the teams finishing first and second in the league have met in the cup final. And the first half ending with Everton ahead by 1-0, courtesy of Gary Lineker. Trevor Steven. Van den Hauw. That came back a long way off Beglin, and it's Everton who are back in possession here. And here's Kevin Sheedy, right foot, right across the face of goal. Might have been different if it had been on his left side. And Bruce Grobbelaar asking for more concentration from his defenders. A great chance for Everton to go into a 2-0 lead. Mark Lawrenson having to stretch to keep possession. It's over the top, that might be awkward. Dalglish trying to get behind the defender. That's loose by Gary Stevens. Here's Molby, here's Rush, chance here, Rush is in, yes! Ian Rush doing what he does best and poaching a goal. Liverpool are back on level terms. And the double is on again for the team who've already won the championship. But what a penetrating through ball by Jan Molby. Rush timed his run to perfection. There was no offside. Mims came off his line. And Craig Johnson there, maybe trying to steal Rush's glory on the goal line. But surely it was already over the line. Reid spreads it wide to Trevor Steven. Here's Gary Stevens. Everton trying to bounce back after that setback. And Grobbelaar starting to come, and that's a good header by Shaw. Wonderful save by Bruce Grobbelaar, who recovered his ground to get back on the goal line and deny Graham Sharp a second goal for Everton. Gary Lineker causing all sorts of panic. Sharp getting high to win the header, and a fingertip from Grobbelaar. And Trevor Stephen will now take the corner. In the end, an easy catch for Grobbelaar on his near post. But that was a tremendous save. Colin Harvey nearest the camera. And here's Rush, the tormentor. And when Rush scores, Liverpool don't lose. Here's Mulby, who's been a great inspiration. Johnson! Liverpool are in front! Craig Johnson poaching at the back post. Picked out by Jan Mulby. And suddenly it's all turning sour for Everton. Nothing that Mims could do about that. In initially by Rush. Good work here by Jan Mulby. And nobody had picked up Craig Johnson. Oh, that's given away cheaply. Here's Whelan out to Ian Rush, watched by Van der Hau. Back to Dalglish, trying to make sight of goal. Here's Mulby again, still tormenting them. Still Mulby! Oh, it's a good stop by Mims, but brilliant football again by Jan Mulby, who really is Liverpool's inspiration this afternoon. All Mims could do was spread himself and get a block. Ominous signs that Liverpool are just beginning to settle into their game. The team, remember, who've already won the championship, looking to complete the double. Here's Whelan. Finds Ian Rush. Rush! It's three! And surely now Liverpool will not be denied. Ronnie Whelan surging down the left. There were no Everton defenders able to look up and pick out Ian Rush on the far side. And Mims is a picture of dejection. And once again, Ian Rush demonstrating that lethal finishing. One touch to control it, the second to bury it. What a triumph this will be for Kenny Dalglish in his first season as Liverpool's player manager. All eyes on referee Robinson, who's got the whistle in his hand, but still allows play to continue, and maybe there's going to be time here for Rush to complete a hat-trick. Oh. Well, Mims grateful to pluck it out of the air. And maybe that was one of the easier of the chances that have fallen to Ian Rush this afternoon. An afternoon when all the glory belongs to Liverpool, already the league champions and now about to complete the league and cup double. This will be the 31st trophy that Liverpool have won in the past 23 seasons, and Kenny Dalglish, in his first season as Liverpool's player manager, has steered his side to the double. Liverpool captain Alan Hansen will lift the FA Cup at the end of a fantastic season.
After the tragic events at Hillsborough, it was questionable whether this match would or should take place. The decision was eventually made by the FA, and 39,000 people turned up to see the game. But this was more than a football match. The team news: Liverpool's Alan Hansen had recently returned from injury, but graciously allowed stand-in skipper Ronnie Whelan to keep the armband for the rest of the season. The Forest boss Brian Clough was in the director's box here serving a touchline ban, but he reverted to the side that had won the League and Simod Cups earlier in the campaign. Your commentator, Martin Tyler.
22 days since the horror of Hillsborough. Liverpool and Nottingham Forest have a semi-final to settle. Clough. Gary Parker. Now Ray Howe. It comes for Barnes. Good stop by Sutton. But the rebound put away by John Aldridge after only 3 minutes. Well, in some ways that's broken the tension here, as well as broken the defending of Nottingham Forest. It wasn't an easy ball to react to, but Aldridge did just that. Hansen. Just sense from both camps that the players, most of all, want to get this match over with. Of course, some doubts as to whether it would even be played at all in the immediate aftermath of Sheffield. Good approach play by Liverpool again. Beardsley sliding in, one of those forwards who doesn't shirk a tackle. Wilson. Parker, who got the winner on this ground, you'll recall, in the quarter-final to knock out Manchester United. Chapman. That goes Staunton. Back for Liverpool, but Webb, is it over the line? I think it's a goal for Nottingham Forest. Neil Webb. Threaded it through a congested penalty area. He just caught Bruce Grobbelaar out. They conceded after 3 minutes. Nottingham Forest, they're level after 33. Outside Barnes, who twists and turns and still gets his cross in. Off the frame of the goal from Aldridge. In goes Whelan. Staunton. Now Beardsley. Houghton. No one there to collect his little flick for Liverpool. Chapman. Long striding Stuart Pearce. Typifying a renewed sense of purpose for Nottingham Forest since the equaliser. Concern for Kenny Dalglish. Half-time at Old Trafford, 1-1. Sort of mood, John Barnes is at times unstoppable. It's a Liverpool corner. to collect a short one. Looking to link here with Barks. Liverpool lead again. Is it Aldridge again? It certainly is. He just got the better of his own teammate, Peter Beardsley. To the cross. Aldridge's second goal of the semi-final. It's not the Liverpool way just to sling in corners. They come up with something more thoughtful. And on this occasion, it was very effective. McMahon. Here's Steve Nicol. Blocked by Pearce. In characteristic no-nonsense fashion. Houghton, who's been at the heart of so much for Liverpool. And a chance for Peter Beardsley. This really could have confirmed all Merseyside final. But it stays at 2-1. Hansen. The problem for Nottingham Forest at the moment is to just get on the ball. They've equalised once, second time wouldn't be beyond them. Beardsley. Pressure there on Des Walker. Liverpool's throw. Beardsley trying to make an angle for the throw, but behind him was Aldridge. Now Beardsley. Oh, it's an own goal. Brian Law's the unlucky man. Will feel he had to go for it. McMahon. Forward by Staunton. Walker. Chapman and Clough. Des Walker continued his run. Not a natural goal scorer, that would be an understatement. Now having to play on the retreat. But Liverpool in the ascendancy. And Liverpool will play Everton at Wembley. They've beaten Nottingham Forest here by 3 goals to 1. Two for John Aldridge.
The final of 1989 and another Merseyside derby. Everton's manager Colin Harvey was yet to lift a major trophy. Kevin Sheedy and Pat Van Den Hauwe both passed late fitness tests. Stuart McCall was on the bench ahead of Wayne Clark. For Liverpool, the Football Writers' Player of the Year Steve Nicol started, and they had the youngest man on the field in 20-year-old Steve Staunton. Peter Brackley watched the action.
The FA Cup final and the Merseyside derby rolled into one. As Everton get us underway. McDonald and then Watson in the centre of that back line on a bright and sunny afternoon at Wembley. Stevie Nicol, the Footballer of the Year, heading it back for Liverpool. for whom a league and FA Cup battle is still very much on. Can they complete the first hurdle today? Alan Hansen will be their strong man at the back. Peter Beardsley, then Pat Nevin, the Scottish international. Nicol, on by Houghton. Merlin Watson, and safely back to Neville Southall in that Everton goal. Such a reliable last line of defence he is too. Brandon Howe. Now Trevor Stephen. Good delivery as well. Sheedy, who's passed the late fitness test, to claim his place in the team today. Nicol, looking for the early run of Steve McMahon. He's got John Aldridge up with him. This is Aldridge, and that is the first goal. Such an incisive piece of counter-attacking then from Liverpool. Steve McMahon, who laid it on a plate for Aldridge. Still work to be done, and didn't he finish it sweetly? To the delight of Kenny Dalglish, Liverpool's manager. His team go in front, and they tore Everton apart here. Nicol with a long ball to McMahon, right into the path of Aldridge. And such a well-taken goal. Graham Sharp. And Sheedy. This is McDonald. Should be Hansen's ball. Southampton dominant in the air. Out comes Ray Hunt. Always busy, always lively for Liverpool. Advancing now to their captain, Ronnie Whelan. Then it's Barnes. Aldridge is in the middle. And it was just wide from him too, as he escaped the marking then. Great ball floated in by John Barnes. More incisive attacking play by Liverpool. And it almost brought its reward. But Aldridge wide of the mark this time. Sharp. Neat little nudge down there to Sheedy, but Tony Conte is offside. Yet to fully win over the Everton fans, the £2 million Tony Conte. It's his big chance today to shine on the big stage. Nicol. Again, they've got a runner with John Aldridge. Beardsley dropped short for him here. Now Ray Howe, always supporting the front players whenever he can. He's done so to good effect here, but Aldridge can't keep it down. Once again, some static defending really by Everton, almost punished. The glum face of Kenny Dalglish confirms they weren't. Houghton, the instigator. Really good ball threaded on there to Aldridge, but he wasn't quite sharp enough for once. Pat Nevin. There's McMahon hustling and hounding. Away goes Beardsley. It's another chance for Liverpool. Beardsley shoots. Well kept out though by Southall. Houghton on the follow-up. Couldn't get a shot away. Bracewell. Outmanoeuvred though. And unfairly by Ray Hunt. Beardsley with that run on goal. Kevin Ratcliffe and his fellow Everton defenders have been fully occupied throughout. Houghton. Beardsley. Again threatening for Liverpool. Just the wrong side of the post. Little trick then from Beardsley that engineered the chance for him. And it was a really good one too. Beardsley failing to cash in, and it stays at 1 for Liverpool. Got away from Ratcliffe here on the earlier chance. Southall to the rescue. Conte. On by McDonald to Conte again. Staunton was out-jumped by McDonald. But now it's John Barnes racing away, and he's got some space too down that left side. Aldridge and Beardsley out with him. Still John Barnes, he might not need them. What a good effort that was then from the England international. Barnes in full flow away down that left flank. Hoping for third time lucky, of course, Barnes, having lost out in previous finals, first with Watford and then with Liverpool. Mesmerising defenders here. Got his angle wrong. Touched off by Sharp, then Nevin. Chance here, McCall, it's in! Spilled by Grobila, and Stuart McCall, on as a substitute for Everton, has hauled his team level. A rare moment, really, when Liverpool were undone at the back. Graham Sharp, who played his part in it. A lot of the Everton fans spilling out onto the pitch. As a rueful-looking Bruce Grobila reflects on how the ball spun away from him and into the path of Stuart McCall. This was Nevin. Liverpool really stretched here, and when Grobila failed to hold on to it, it was McCall who dived in to steer it goalwards. Aldridge now giving way to Ian Rush. Not a bad swap to be able to make if you're a manager. Beardsley. Now Rush, then Barnes. Everton being pressed back here. It's Stevie Nicol. Going for goal. Liverpool on top at this stage. Whelan. Now Nicol. And Rush making a run. Ian Rush, yes! Deadly, absolutely deadly. Liverpool back in front, and it's Ian Rush on the score sheet. Didn't start the game, John Aldridge preferred up front. He got Liverpool's first, and now Rush has come on to deliver the second beyond Neville Southall. How's this for a turn? He was onside. Timed his run so well. Got the better of Kevin Ratcliffe. And it was really smartly taken then from Rush. Thumped it into the corner. Everton simply could not contain him. Vanden Hauwe. Foul surely then by Gary Ablett on Graham Sharp. Colin Harvey yet to lift a major trophy since taking over from Howard Kendall. His team has still much work to do. That was Hansen, then McCall. Oh, 2-2. It's McCall again. What a substitution. Two very different goals, but now they're on level terms. Hansen's clearance fell invitingly at his feet. And on the volley from McCall, just beyond Grobila, who couldn't get across in time. Tame header out really from Hansen. And he smacked it in, McCall. 2-2. Whelan. Now Barry Venison. On for Steve Staunton. This is Ray Houghton. Venison again. Whelan to Steve McMahon. So much ingenuity in this midfield. Plenty of width too with John Barnes. Oh, it's Rush! 3-2 Liverpool! Ian Rush strikes again. 2 goals from a substitute for Liverpool, as there have been for Everton. And is this now to be a match-winning strike from Ian Rush? A little cushion header, but just beat Southall. Beardsley did well then to withstand the challenge. Play on, says Joe Worrell. Ian Rush doing exactly that. And Houghton has squeezed it wide. He could have sealed it there. The formidable figure of Neville Southall bearing down on him. I'm going to put him off. This was the effort initially from Rush. Deflected into the path of Houghton. And Southall did well to turn it away for the corner. As Liverpool strive for the goal that would put this final beyond the reach of their great rivals. Venison, cut by McCall. And maybe he's not going to be a hero after all for Everton. The Liverpool bench just praying now for the final whistle. They're not there yet. Here's McCall on a hat-trick. Brought down by Beardsley. McCall wanting to take it very quickly. Liverpool wouldn't let him do so. Now Joe Worrall has restored order. Another chance for Everton. Ronnie Moran could hardly bear to look. That was just over Bruce Grobbelaar's crossbar from McDonald. Everton almost pegging Liverpool back yet again. Twice they've come from behind. This was close from McDonald. Rolled into his path. He's been on target. I think he might just have got there though, Grobbelaar. An anxious looking Kenny Dalglish. But his worries are over. Liverpool have won the cup. Such a tense struggle against their Merseyside rivals. But they won by 3 goals to 2 in the end. Their dream of the double is still alive. As Ronnie Whelan steps up to receive the cup. It's Liverpool's year.
Old Trafford, venue for Liverpool's 1996 semi-final against Aston Villa. The winner would meet Manchester United in the final. Villa had won the League Cup 7 days previously, beating Leeds, and were now hoping for a cup double. But Liverpool had already beaten Villa twice in the league, and recently at Anfield had scored 3 goals in the opening 7 minutes. Villa were unchanged after their League Cup triumph. Andy Townsend shook off a midweek knock to feature in the starting lineup. And for Liverpool, Rob Jones overcame a back strain to replace Dominic Matteo. Roy Evans also selected Jamie Redknapp ahead of Michael Thomas in central midfield. The commentator, Tony Gubba.
Paul Durkin, the referee for this FA Cup semi-final between Liverpool and Aston Villa, who only 7 days ago were lifting the League Cup at Wembley after Brian Little's side thumped Leeds 3-0. What's a misunderstanding between goalkeeper and defender, and Jones trying to steer it back into what would have been an unguarded net. Bosnich and Hugo Ekiog not on the same wavelength. Villa appearing in the semi-finals for the first time in 36 years. Liverpool, in comparison, their 7th semi-final in the last 12. Roy Evans now in charge at Anfield, and that's going to be a free kick, despite the protests of Andy Townsend, who felt there was no contact between him and Steve McManaman. The replay suggests that he was right. Redknapp will take it. Here's Fowler. Oh, he scored! Early goal for Liverpool. 16 minutes gone, and maybe that's a bit harsh on Villa, who protested about the merits of the initial free kick. But Robbie Fowler, in a fantastic vein of form, awarded his first England cap on Wednesday, the PFA Young Player of the Year. It's an early setback for Villa, but here's Milosevic. Well, he struck that very well with his left foot, having nutmegged the defender. A bit of anxiety in the Liverpool dugout, although their team are leading. There's Draper. Free kick against Mark Wright, and it's right on the edge of the penalty area. Well, who's going to strike this? Draper's there, Milosevic is there. This is Draper, didn't really hit it right. Ben Ekiog on the turn. Hooked back in by Milosevic, and it's cannoning all over the place. And that's going to be a Villa corner. And Draper will come across to take it. These teams, incidentally, have met 7 times in the FA Cup. Villa have won only once, back in 1897. Ekiog's header. Dwight York, good save, David James. Well, Liverpool are slightly flattered by their 1-0 lead. Here's Connor to the goal scorer, Robbie Fowler. Collymore to lift it in, Andy Townsend. Well, he couldn't take any chances. He knew that McManaman was right behind him. It's going to be a Liverpool corner. Jamie Redknapp will take it. Out by Steve Staunton, the replacement for the injured Southgate. Here's McAteer. Drifts inside Townsend. Still McAteer. Oh, it was a decent strike. Pulled it slightly. Jason McAteer with a little drop of the shoulder to get away from Andy Townsend. And if he'd hit that a bit more crisply, Liverpool might be leading 2-0. Well, Milosevic has gone close for Villa, but as it is, we reach half-time with Liverpool leading by 1-0. Villa, of course, already assured of their place in Europe next season as a result of that victory over Leeds in the League Cup final just a week ago. Here's Charles. Cross to right. This is Draper. Chipped up to the back post where Milosevic waits. Ekiog and James with another goal line save. Well, David James and that Liverpool goal are leading something of a charmed life. It was a good searching ball by Draper to the back post, nodded in by Savo Milosevic. Ekiog stuck out a foot. Mark Wright. Too far for McManaman, laid back by Staunton to Bosnich. Here's Robbie Fowler. McGrath thunders across, that's a bit short. Ooh, well, Mark Bosnich was rather fortunate. The ball laid back by Paul McGrath didn't have enough pace on it. Whatever happens here today, it's been a great season for Aston Villa under Brian Little. Top 4 place in the top division, already a trophy to the good. Here's McManaman for Liverpool. John Barnes tries a shot from distance. Oh, and he's rattled the woodwork. Hardly any backlift by John Barnes. And I don't think Bosnich have kept that out. So these two teams are playing for the privilege of meeting Manchester United in the final. Manchester United having defeated Chelsea earlier today in the other semi. It's going to be another free kick. And Rush now on as the replacement for Collymore. Redknapp will take it. Headed out by Staunton to Fowler. Oh, that's fantastic by Robbie Fowler. An old head on young shoulders. He won't be 21 until next week. But that takes his goal tally for the season to 33. And 5 of those have come against Aston Villa in 3 games. And with Ian Rush maybe reaching the end of the road, what a natural replacement for him in Robbie Fowler. Liverpool have the psychological advantage. They've already done the double over Villa in the Premiership and leading here as we move towards injury time by 2-0. And maybe there's more still to come. Here's McManaman. There's no defender in front of him. He's got a free run into the penalty area. Here's McAteer. It's 3 to Liverpool. They will meet Manchester United in the final on May the 11th. But it's not a scoreline in truth, which Aston Villa deserve. McManaman allowed to run unchallenged to the 6-yard box and a simple tap-in. Well, Aston Villa had conceded only 1 goal on their route to this semi-final at Old Trafford. But it's 3 that Liverpool have put past them. The team who are currently 8 points behind Manchester United in the Premiership with a game in hand will meet Manchester United in the final at Wembley. Brian Little, shaking hands with Roy Evans there, can nevertheless afford to smile because he knows it's been a great season for Aston Villa, but they have to give second best today to this vibrant Liverpool side and the goal-scoring genius of Robbie Fowler.
The 2001 Cup final matched Liverpool with an Arsenal side looking for their first trophy since winning the double in 1998. Both sides could boast an impressive FA Cup final pedigree. Arsenal, the 7 times winners. Liverpool had 5 trophies to their name. One surprise in the Arsenal team selection, Gilles Grimondi preferred to Ray Parlour in central midfield, while Liverpool's rotation policy meant starting places for Vladimir Smicer and Emil Heskey. Commentary comes from Peter Brackley.
And this magnificent Millennium Stadium, with its sumptuous surroundings, provides the most appropriate setting for this piece of footballing history as the FA Cup final moves out of England for the very first time. It's Arsenal who get us underway in the 2001 FA Cup final. Attacking the goal to our left, Sander Westerveld, the Dutchman in goal for Liverpool. And that will certainly bring back memories for you, Ray, of keeping goal back in 71.
Yes, it certainly will. It's obviously a different venue, but it's still got that magic without a shadow of a doubt.
Here's the danger to Arsenal from Michael Owen. He's in a real hot streak at the moment. Great run too then by Owen. 6 goals in his last 3 games, including a hat-trick against Newcastle. Adams has his work cut out containing Michael Owen. Heskey, 22 goals this season. Ljungberg threading it on. There's no flag. It's Henry. It's a great chance. Thierry Henry. Well, Walter was up in support of it. He went for goal. He saw the angle, but couldn't squeeze it in.
Well, that really was a terrible miss. He's got a great opportunity to square it there. Tries to score, goes for glory. There's the goal. He's got to stick it in, wants the extra time. And to be fair, they've covered it quite well, but having said that, that should have been 1-0.
Just seeing that replay there, it did appear to come off Onshow. Maybe even the arm of Onshow. Marcus Babbel with his long throw then for Liverpool. Towards Heskey, who got the nudge on it. Was Owen's shot. In goes Murphy. He couldn't get a strike at it, but Gerrard did. It whistled over the bar. Well, not too many high spots, I'm afraid. Certainly a controversial moment when Stéphane Onshow did appear to handle the shot on goal from Thierry Henry. Henry was certainly baffled by it, but at half-time in the FA Cup final, it's Arsenal 0, Liverpool 0. Steve Dunn is ready to get the second half underway. Liverpool kicking off, and here is Didi Hamann finding Heskey. He and Owen generally didn't get too much change out of Arsenal's back line. Of course, down the years, not too many have. Up goes Adams, for once misjudging it. Down goes Owen, Keogh. One or two unsavoury moments against Leeds in that recent game. This time getting involved, tangled up really with Michael Owen. Herpier's made a dart across the box. And there's Heskey! Great stop by Seaman. Terrific reaction, saved that by the goalkeeper. Herpier trying to force his way past Vieira. And that will be a respite for Arsenal, and they are so indebted there to the expertise of David Seaman.
Well, it's a tremendous reflex save, but if it had been half a yard to the left-hand side of him, I'm not sure they would actually have made it. I don't think Heskey gets good power in it, but certainly maybe doesn't direct it as far wide as he would have hoped.
Henry's in here. Thierry Henry! Surely it has to be a goal. Oh, Ashley Cole, no. It won't go in. An amazing escape there by Liverpool.
Well, I mean, there's incredible skill here from Henry, and a fantastic clearance off the line there by Sami Hyypiä.
Westerveld, who's had 26 clean sheets this season, praying for another one today. Marcus Babbel. That's one way of doing it. Raimondi stabbing it forward quickly. And Liverpool might be stretched now. It's Ljungberg going all the way through. Freddie Ljungberg! 1-0 in the 72nd minute. A breakthrough for Arsenal, but they have been threatening throughout this second half.
That was a wonderful run by Ljungberg there into the box. We've seen him do that many times throughout the season, and he took it calmly around Westerveld. When the ball was put in the net, Westerveld put his head in his hands, because it was really from his missed kick when the ball was played back to him that move started.
This is Schmitzer. Out by Adams. This is Ljungberg. Henry. One against two defenders, but he has the pace. It looked to be handball by Osho. Henry couldn't take his opportunity. Seaman staying back on that goal line. It's Owen! It's 1-1 with 7 minutes to go. They have bounced back, and they have done so in style. Michael Owen, well, you would have put your shirt on him, wouldn't you?
Babbel does extremely well there to get it back into the danger area. But that's a great strike. And I think I remember seeing him score one against Chelsea earlier in the week from a similar situation.
A little man, but a man for the big occasion. Comes Heskey, and then Patrick Berger. Adams has stayed back for Arsenal. Look at the pace here of Michael Owen again. It's there! Michael Owen strikes again. And incredibly, Liverpool have turned it round. The boy is a genius.
Well, who said he doesn't have a left foot? I mean, that was incredible. He was at least 3 or 4 yards, I would think, behind Lee Dixon when that ball was played up. I think it was more by hope than anything else, but once it got up there, look at the start that Dixon's got on him. He shrugs him off, and then with his left foot, I'm sure that Tony Adams thinks he's got him going away from goal here. He takes it onto his left, and David Seaman gets the slightest of touches, but it's not enough.
He is destined, no question, for greatness. Seaman just whacking it forward now in hope. That was Herpier, again a giant at the back. Babbel. Fowler was onside. He's got Owen up with him. Robbie Fowler. Seaman with the save. It could have been all over. It's not quite yet. Adams to Pires. The final whistle, and Liverpool, thanks to this young man, have done it.
Well, it's a tremendous performance from Michael Owen in the second half. The first half we only saw little glimpses of him, but all of a sudden when he had some space, he just showed the ability he's got. You know, he only had a yard of space for the equalising goal, and then of course we all know he's got that pace back again. The injuries have held him back for a couple of, maybe 18 months, but in this last few months he's really got back to where he was in the '98 World Cup, I think, and he really is an outstanding talent.
They are absolutely stunned, the players of Arsenal, and no wonder. It was there for the taking. Freddie Ljungberg, who must have been dreaming of glory then when he tucked that chance away, but Henry didn't take his. Liverpool survived. It's Liverpool's day, not Arsenal's. FA Cup winners for the 6th time, their first since 1992. Very much on the march in their ever-spiralling bid to revive the glory days of yesteryear.
With Rafa Benitez set to ring the changes for Liverpool's visit to Kenilworth Road, Mike Newell felt confident his men could upset the odds and, with home advantage, prove more than just a stern test for the reigning European champions. Newell opted for consistency in Luton Town's lineup, making just one change from their previous outing, Chris Coyne returning from injury in time to replace Leon Barnett at the heart of the home defence. But with the previous season's third-round defeat by Burnley fresh in the memory, Benitez was in cautious mood. Apart from handing an FA Cup debut to Scott Carson in goal, this Liverpool side was packed with experience and star quality. There were places in the 11 for the likes of Carragher and Hyypiä at the back, Gerrard and Kewell in midfield, and Crouch and Cisse up front. Commentary comes from Peter Brackley.
Rafa Benitez is certainly taking this seriously. Mark Kattenberg, as we were seeing there, is the man in charge. About to get this third-round tie underway. There have been a couple of surprises already today. Torquay 0, Birmingham 0, and Nuneaton Borough 1, Middlesbrough 1. Is there going to be another upset here as Luton Town take on Liverpool? Towards Cisse, who's been worried about his World Cup prospects. The fact that he wasn't getting too many games for Liverpool. His manager here told him, Benitez, to knuckle down and get on with it. Here he is now. And Peter Crouch, can he get his shot away? Back to Cisse again. And then Gerrard! That is an awesome finish. He is absolutely deadly. Plenty to write down, plenty to note. Just didn't give it a second thought, did he? Cisse, Gerrard swerved it in beyond the keeper, and Liverpool, after a maybe less than convincing start, have gone in front. Crouch, who helped to set it up along with Cisse. Such a good finish. Nichols closed down by Alonso. Now Heikkinen. Alonso. Harry Kewell, instant control. His confidence has been back lately, Kewell. Seems to start nearly every game these days. Underwood going forward. Offside is it? No, the flag stayed down. Howard! Liverpool totally caught out, and Steve Howard has put it away. Barely a flicker of emotion from Mike Newell. But there's plenty of reaction from the home fans. Just a moment's hesitation, he probably thought the flag was going to go up. he did the right thing. He kept going. It's knocked through there. He's onside. That's the right decision. And it was a very cool finish too. Nothing Finnan on the line could do. Carson was committed, couldn't stop him. And Steve Howard has put Luton level. Maybe some adjustments for the second half. Rowan Vine, good save by Carson. Berkovic almost made the follow-up. Very sharp then, Rowan Vine demanding that save from young Carson. Three defenders converging on each other then. They've got away with it. But they've had some shaky moments. Carragher. Straight to Edwards though. And Nichols having to evade that challenge from Sissoko. Then another one from Alonso. Oh, it's there! 2-1 to Luton. Robinson. Oh, come on, Mark, you must be pleased with that. Goodness me. Another very, very sharp piece of finishing. Well, he turned away from the marking there. It's Carragher too. Steve Robinson. Really good finish. Swept it home. Beyond Carson. Crouch. Oh, there's no offside. Harry Kills away. He's got Gerrard up with it. Oh! Penalty. I'm not sure that Gerrard would have got to that ball, you know, but Underwood shoved him over. And inside 3.5 minutes of the second half, it's a penalty to Liverpool, and really there was no need for Underwood to hold him back. Gerrard made the most of it, but there was clear contact. All eyes on the Frenchman. Beresford facing him and saves it! Brilliant stop by Marlon Beresford. Rolling back the ears then, the veteran goalkeeper. To preserve his team's lead. He guessed correctly. In truth, not the best of kicks, was it, from Cisse? Certainly at savable height. Ropier. Oh, he was clumsy then, and Vine's away here. This is to be another one for Luton. No! Ball down, surely that's a penalty. Scott Carson. Right on the edge of his box. It's only yellow. I think there were defenders around. A mistake by Herpier, who was dithering, so clumsy. On went Vine, and Carson, with that outstretched arm, brought him down. Or did he? Was it contact? Well, it's so hard to tell sometimes, you know. Nichols, the captain, is going to take it. And scores! Oh, such drama at Kenilworth Road. It's 3-1 to Luton. It could and should surely have been 2-2. But now the action switches to the other end. Vine brought down, and Kevin Nichols has put away his penalty kick. Carson not far away. Almost kept it out, you know. Hit with pace, nearly got there, but it's in the corner. I think it's Sissoko who's being sacrificed to enable Cinema Pongo to come on. Sissoko has had that holding role in midfield. Well, you can imagine what this will mean to him. Now Finnan. Gerrard. Lovely ball. Cinema upon goal. Great chance. And they're right back in it again. 3-2. And this is developing into some cup tie. They pushed up here a high line defending Luton. And reckon maybe without the pace of Cinema upon goal. Who's put it away very neatly indeed. Perfectly weighted pass right into his path by Steven Gerrard. Time to look up, time to steady himself and deliver. Maybe that's the point Mike Newell's making. Just calm it down. Let's just get our game together again. Start passing it around. They caused Liverpool much trouble in that first half with their passing ability, and they've got on from there. But now Liverpool are retaliating. And it's 3-3, Alonso. Beresford was caught out. Remember the Champions League final? Well, they're doing it again. Xabi Alonso, I think that might have just been deflected. He's a long, long way out. Beresford was off his line. And it's just dipped under the bar from Xabi Alonso. Robinson is the player with it, but even allowing for a deflection, it's such a distance from goal that Beresford will be very disappointed there that he couldn't just claw it away. Real humdinger of a third round tie. This is what the FA Cup is all about. John Arne Riise. Now Finnan. Finnan upon goal! 4-3 Liverpool. And that is what you call an inspired substitution. Sent on for Liverpool at 3-1 down. He's got 2, and they've turned this cup tie on its head. Foley. On to Feeney. Walks a miscue. Finnan, and no alternative there, other than just be blasted away. Stoppage time is almost up. Luton 3, Liverpool 4. Up comes Beresford, and why not at this stage? Headed clear. Underwood. It's a long way back for Beresford. Alonso's gone for goal. Is it going in? It is! Extraordinary. Xabi Alonso has secured Liverpool's place in round 4. Such quick thinking by him. Marlon Beresford to come up for the corner. There was no way back. And from inside his own half, a very accurate finish from Alonso. His second goal of the afternoon. 5-3 to Liverpool, but overall that is hard, very tough on Luton. It's all over now. A fantastic FA Cup tie. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. Terrific stuff. Mike Newell can be very, very proud though of his side, even though they are out of the FA Cup from this third round tie at Kenilworth Road. Liverpool the winners in an extraordinary game by 5-3.
2005-2006, and a first win in 5 for Rafael Benitez against Birmingham City would seal Liverpool's 22nd semi-final appearance in this competition. For Birmingham City, Premiership survival was the club's #1 priority, but Steve Bruce was still hoping to prevail and progress to the last 4, equalling the home side's best ever run in the FA Cup. Attacking options were a concern for the City boss. Birmingham were without both the cup-tied DJ Campbell and the injured Liverpool old boy Emile Heskey. David Dunn was recalled in midfield, and the youngster Marcos Painter was a surprise inclusion at left-back ahead of Stan Lazaridis, who dropped to the bench. Rafa Benitez was only too aware that City had proven such a thorn in his side. They'd been unbeaten against the Reds in 4 previous meetings in the league. To try and seize advantage in this cup tie, though, the Liverpool boss made 5 changes, most notably the return of Mohamed Sissoko just 4 weeks after suffering an eye injury which had threatened to end his career. Happily, he was back and fit to play. Peter Brackley watched the action.
Rafa Benitez looking for not only his first FA Cup semi-final with Liverpool, but also a first win then over Blues after 2 defeats and 2 draws. And Steve Bruce's message to Forsell and his other players: we're not putting up the white flag, let's roll up our sleeves and give it a right good go, as I'm sure they will. Their home form had been okay in recent weeks, but then they faltered here against local rivals West Brom in the Premiership, lucky to get a draw in the end. And then last weekend came the 2-0 loss to Tottenham that has left them in a lot of trouble down at the foot of the table. And they have the towering figure of Peter Crouch to contend with this evening. He was a scorer at the weekend, played really well too for Liverpool as they overcame Newcastle by 3-1. And by all accounts played even better than they did in the 5-1 mauling of Fulham a few days earlier. They're in form at the moment. Here's Alonso. Straight at him was David Dunn. And Rob Styles giving the free kick, and rightly so. Not quite sure where Gerrard is going to play, but what is for sure is that he will influence this game, as he does every match in which he performs. Herpy has gone up front to join Crouch. Here is Gerrard to whip it in, and it was off Sissoko, and a goal from Herpia inside the first minute. 55 seconds on the clock, and all he could do there, Steve Bruce, was to look at the ground and maybe hope it would swallow him up. Very hesitant defending, you'd have to say, from Birmingham. Knocked on by Sissoko, no one really picking up Herpia. Taylor couldn't get to it, nor could the man on the line. And it's a flying start. Sissoko in those Edgar Davids-style glasses that he's wearing for protection. And it's a bitter, bitter pill for him to swallow inside the first 60 seconds. Done. And his young Marcus Painter, who's coming at left back. Only 19, he's an Irish under-21 international. Melchiot was at fault for one of Tottenham's goals at the weekend, and came in for some pretty fierce criticism from the Blues fans. Steve Bruce afterwards was defending his players, of course he must do, but he wasn't defending the way he gave away the goal, at least the mistake that led to it. Crouch, there's no hiding place out there, says Steve Bruce, when you commit that kind of blunder. Here's Gerrard leading the charge for Liverpool. In goes Crouch! 2-0, and Birmingham already are in turmoil. Disarray at the back. And you can't help but sympathise with Steve Bruce. All the planning counted for nothing here. Sensational start by Liverpool. Look at the room, though, that Gerrard has got out there. And no one has got with Crouch. He's got between 2 defenders. Cunningham was ball watching, and it was too strong for Mike Taylor in the Birmingham goal. Steve Finnan, who gives them that balance down the right. They actually played with 3 central defenders at Newcastle at the weekend, reverting to a flat back 4 tonight. Crouch. Here's Garcia. He's got really quick feet. Still Luis Garcia, and now Crouch. 2 to him. And Liverpool are coasting at 3-0. 8 minutes from half-time. Crouch was involved here at the start. Gerrard kept it going. Luis Garcia. but no real conviction about Birmingham's defending. Did really well, Garcia, and then Crouch waiting for his moment, and he picked his spot well too, beyond Mike Taylor. Really was on song in the first half. Got those two, might have had another one. But now they're saving him and sending on Morientes. Approaching the hour mark. No change in the balance of power. Alonso with Sissoko. Now it's Steve Finnan. There's a neat little flick then by Garcia. Gerrard, Morientes, beautifully worked. Such incisive play, and no wonder he is pointing at the teammates who set it up for him. He had the easy part. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 4-0 to Liverpool. And that's the pick of the bunch, really. Look at the passes they've strung together here. Garcia into Gerrard, Morientes between two defenders, and Birmingham simply had no answer. Attacking play of the highest order from a team playing with such confidence. Here's Alonso. Aiming for Luis Garcia. Not a fixture in the team, but he's done okay tonight. Sissoko. Luis Garcia was hovering just behind him, and they nearly worked another opening there. Here's Finnan. They are in the mood. Reset! Boy, are they in the mood. That's a cracker. Venomous strike from John Arnorisa. He does pull those out from time to time. It's 5-0 to Liverpool, and even the Birmingham fans are admiring there the quality of that strike. He hit it so fiercely. Didn't seem to be that much danger, in truth. Laid off by Gerrard, and then he let fly, and it fizzed past Mike Taylor. Second FA Cup goal of this campaign. And it was a typical venomous strike from the Norwegian. He has real power in that left boot. 20 minutes to go. And here is Cisse for Gerrard. He can now concentrate his thoughts on the Merseyside derby, while leaving his teammates to see off the challenge of Birmingham, as they surely will do. Kuhl. Trying to weave his way through without success. It will be a throw to Liverpool. It's over 3 years since his last FA Cup goal. On to Leeds in the 5th round, February 2003. Here is Kuhl now. Teasing Melchiot. It's an own goal. It's 6 of Tebele. And it just about sums up Birmingham's night. And he can hardly now bear to watch. Well, you have to feel for them here. So many defenders back. He just sliced it into the corner. It was nowhere near Cisse, and they really should have snuffed it out. But instead, the unfortunate Olivier Tebele has put it through his own goal. He just wants it to finish. You can't blame him for that. Now he must turn his attentions to keeping his team in the Premiership, and that is not going to be easy. So many out for Birmingham. You do have to sympathise with Steve Bruce. He hasn't got Liverpool's squad. Here's Cisse. Oh! squeezed in, and it's 7. Mike Taylor has to take the blame for that one. The malaise, the defensive malaise is spreading. Oh, just blow that final whistle, Steve Bruce must be thinking now. Poor old Mike Taylor. Really wasn't any danger. Fired in by Cisse, through the legs of Painter, and under the grasp of Taylor. 7-0. Just let me go home. His press conference afterwards could be pretty short, and you can't blame him really if he decides not to turn up. What can he say? Can't really be any explanation for the way that his team have just fallen apart in alarming fashion. Not just for this game, but for the matches to come. Well, there'll be a shake of the hand from Steve Bruce. He will keep his dignity, and Rafa Benitez will feel for him too. Mike Taylor accepting the condolences of the Liverpool players while their fans celebrate, and why not? They've been super, and they're into the semi-finals. Winners at St Andrews by an astonishing 7-0.
The 2006 final will go down in history as one of the all-time great FA Cup matches. The last time West Ham had reached this stage of the competition was back in 1980, when Trevor Brookings scored the only goal in a 1-0 victory over Arsenal. Having already beaten West Ham home and away in the league, Rafa Benitez was confident he could now claim his first trophy on English soil. Standing in his way, Alan Pardew's Hammers, for whom Dean Ashton was preferred to Bobby Zamora up front, while Carl Fletcher continued in central midfield in place of the suspended Hayden Mullins. For the Reds, Xabi Alonso had recovered from a twisted ankle in time to partner Mohamed Sissoko in midfield, alongside Harry Kewell and Steven Gerrard. With Robbie Fowler cup-tied, it was Peter Crouch and Djibril Cisse starting up front. Peter Brackley watched the drama unfold.
Sizzling atmosphere inside the Millennium Stadium today, and it's Ferdinand straight away on the ball. On then by Gabidon, familiar territory this for him, of course, as a Welsh international and former Cardiff player. Off goes Gerrard. Searing run down the right. Is that where he's got to start, Ray? Looks that way.
Well, it looks like it straight away that Cisse has joined up the front there with Gerrard is out on his right-hand side, has taken the tackle there straight away. But he will fancy getting at Konchesky. He looks like straight away, as soon as he got it, he fancies he can run him, he can get beyond him and get dangerous balls into the box. So a little change from the formation, but one that we thought may happen.
Liverpool straight onto the front foot, and it will be the skipper, Steven Gerrard. It's an inviting ball too. Herpiat. In fact, the whistle has gone, blown by Alan Wiley for a free kick then to West Ham. Liverpool, who do seem to relish knockout competitions. This is their 8th final in 5 years, and they've lost only 2 of them. Rafa Benitez is doing a wonderful job up at Anfield, and certainly intends to build on that. They may have lost the European title, they gained on that glorious, improbable night in Istanbul, but on the domestic front, they feel they have made significant strides in narrowing the gap behind Chelsea. Benayoun. Now Scaloni has made a run down that right side. Will sink to by Ashton. Harewood wants it in the middle. Oh, it's an own goal! In off Jamie Carragher, and West Ham have taken the lead. A sudden break, and Jamie Carragher, of all people, was in the wrong place at the right time as far as West Ham are concerned.
Well, look at this ball from Dean Ashton. That is a fantastic ball, it really is. He waited, Carragher had to play it because he wasn't sure Reina was going to get it, but this pass is inch perfect. Scaloni drives it in across the box there. Carragher has to go for it, and unfortunately for him, just for the outside, he misses it with his right foot, it hits his left foot and then goes in. But that goal is all down to Dean Ashton's superb through ball. It really was a tremendous pass.
Reset. Unchallenged by Benayoun. Having said that, rather a hasty clearance then, really, from Reset. It was Benitez who moved Carragher back into central defence. He had been playing at right back prior to that. It's been a big success. Etherington teasing Herpier. Oh, testing Rayner, who lost it, and it's in! From Dean Ashton. Unbelievable! And West Ham are 2 goals up against Liverpool in the FA Cup final.
Well, it's amazing. It's the 2 players that have been talked about all week. Who would they play, would they not? The ball comes up. It's Ashton that flicks it on. Etherington there just turns Herpier, tries a shot. That's a ball that Rayner 9 times out of 10 gobbles up. Dean Ashton takes the chance, follows it in, and it's a simple tap in for him. But Ashton shot through legs, and Dean Ashton, well, what a contribution he's made to the game so far.
Now Finnan and Gerrard. It's a lovely ball as well for Cisse! It's there this time.
Well, as they say, game on. That certainly was a great ball in from Finnan, and certainly as Cisse gets round the back of Solanko and knocks it in right. It's a great volley. He's still got a bit to do when it arrives at him, but so it gets the other side of Scaloni there. Scaloni doesn't know he's there, and it's a great volley from Cisse. Here we go. No chance for Hislop, but what a game we've got on our hands now.
Patient build up here by Liverpool as West Ham endeavour to keep their shape and keep them at bay. Carragher on to Reset. Orientis is through the middle, so is Peter Crouch, and that's a free kick. We really haven't had that many stoppages though. The game really has flowed, isn't it, Ray?
No, it has. The stats at half-time showed that you know, the very few fouls, only 1 offside in the game. It's been a very open game, and there's been some good football played.
Here's Gerrard. His route to goal was blocked for a moment anyway. Goes Crouch. In comes Gerrard! It certainly wasn't blocked the second time, and they are back on level terms in this thrilling cup final. 2-2.
Well, wouldn't you know it if anybody was going to score, you know, right from the kick-off. Gerrard has shown his intention. Lovely ball in. Crouch at the far post there, knocks it back, and there's Gerrard unmarked. Midfield, West Ham midfields don't follow his run in, and it just bounces up from lovely. Watch him appear in the picture there as he comes in. No West Ham midfield player near him. Carl Fletcher hasn't followed his run. Bounces up lovely for him. Shaka Hislop, no chance whatsoever.
Yossi Benayoun. So exciting for West Ham this season. Now Konchesky lending his support down the left. Oh, it's in! Paul Konchesky has conjured up an incredible goal. Did he mean it? Was it a cross? Was it a shot? He doesn't care right now. It's a goal for West Ham, and they are back in front in this extraordinary, exhilarating final.
Well, I can't believe he meant that. I think he was aiming for Harewood, who was peeling off to the far post. But it caught Rayner again. You see Harewood pulling off to the far post. I'm sure that's where he's looking. He's missed, cued it slightly. Rayner's off his line. He can't adjust his feet quickly enough. and we see the finish in the back of the net. I think he looks up there, looks at Harewood, and it comes off the outside of his foot, and Rayner is totally in the wrong position and can't readjust.
Paul Konchesky with the third goal for West Ham. Cisse is back on the field now. They're back to full strength, Liverpool. And back on West Ham throats again. That's Risa. Tossed it towards Morientes. And then Gerrard! Oh! Oh, goodness me! What a strike from Steven Gerrard. I told you, don't write them off.
Well, that's unbelievable. This game has had absolutely everything.
Captain Fantastic or what?
Oh, what a strike. I mean, 5 minutes before he was hobbling, he was struggling with cramp, and it just dropped to him, and he's obviously made his mind up. Right, this is going in the net or it's going in the stand. I'm just giving it everything I've got left. And he struck it perfectly. Hislop, no chance. He's 35 yards out. It's flown in that back corner. What a strike. And I just don't know what else can happen in this game now, because we've seen it all.
There is so little more you can say about that. It was an absolute pile driver. Didi Hatman will take the first kick for Liverpool against Shaka Hislop, the man who a year ago thought his career was just about over. He didn't dream, I'm sure, that he would be in this kind of situation. Hatman against Hislop and scores eventually. Very cool, right?
No, it's a well-taken penalty. I think that Alan Wiley spoke to the goalkeepers before to say, look, I don't want you coming forward off the line, where we've seen a lot of goalkeepers in the past. They're allowed to move along the line, but not to come forward. And we've seen a lot of that happening, and certainly there Xhaka stayed on his line when normally they might be a couple of yards forward.
Bobby Zamora, oh, he saved it! Well, he has such a reputation for keeping out penalty kicks, and he's come up with another blinding stop here. Pepe Reina.
That was a tremendous save. He's taken a step forward, but he's got to really stretch into that bottom corner. And it's a good penalty, to be fair, but Pepe Reina, that's a fabulous save. That really is.
He made saves in a penalty shootout for Villarreal, his former club, in the final of the Intertoto Cup against Atletico Madrid. Pepe Reina, that got them through to the UEFA Cup proper. And he's made a lot of saves too in 90-minute games. Here comes Herpio. Oh, that's been saved as well.
Well, that really was a tired penalty, if ever I've seen one. His body language as he comes up to it there, he doesn't make good contact with it at all, and it's a very comfortable save for Xhaka Hislop to make. So, you know, I think as Paul Walsh talked about, you know, tiredness in this penalty shootout, and that certainly showed.
Teddy Sheringham. Can he beat Reina? He can. Sheringham celebrates. So do the West Ham faithful behind that goal. Come on, come on. That's the cry from the veteran striker.
You don't get a cooler person under pressure than Teddy Sheringham. I've seen him throughout his career, and if ever you wanted somebody in a penalty shootout to come out and take a vital one, then he would be the man.
1-1. Steven Gerrard. Such a hero in the match itself. He's staring, focused, and he scores.
You know, I think of these penalty shootouts, it's all about making good contact with the ball, striking it as firmly as you can. If you try and be clever at these penalty shootouts, I think goalkeepers will suss you out, and they've got chances of making saves against you. But when they're hit with the sort of power Gerrard hit the ball, then you've got no chance, even if you go the right way.
Konchesky. Reina again. I'm not sure he was right back on his line.
No, he's getting further and further away, and I'm not sure, you know, if Alan Wiley might have a word with him. But certainly, Konchesky tried to hit it down the middle. A lot of players in these situations do, because goalkeepers tend to go one way or the other. And Reina was still agile enough to get his feet to it and knock it away.
Alan Pardew fears the worst. John Arnaisa, the spotlight is on him now. Confronting him is Shaka Hislop. But it was too strong from Risa. 3-1.
Straight down the middle. Risa knows how vital that is. He's just hit it with power, kept his head down. To be fair, the same as Konchesky is, but unfortunately for Hislop, he couldn't get his feet up to knock it away.
It's Ferdinand, saved again by Reina, and Liverpool have won the FA Cup. And Steven Gerrard, what a hero, the Players' Player of the Year. A year ago held aloft so excitedly the European Champions League trophy. Now it's the FA Cup, another proud moment for this magnificent player. The heartbeat of the Liverpool team, a hero for the red half of Merseyside, hopefully for England too. And the FA Cup is back in Liverpool hands for the 7th time.
So that's the greatest games from this club's rich FA Cup history.